Friends of the house, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. This is the Niger FC podcast. I'm just waiting for my co-host Smith Layi to join the chat. But for now, make sure you tune in. Let us know where you are watching from. Leave a comment, and of course, the show will start very, very soon. As always, my name is AyoT. You might know me from Eagle Striker Home of Nigerian Football. And yes, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. The show will begin shortly. The show will begin shortly. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm just waiting for my co-host to join the live, and then we'll kick things off. Okay, I see he's here. Okay. Welcome.
Yes, thanks for having me once more.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
yes,
I didn't want to keep the people waiting, so I just said, okay, let them start trooping in, and then
yeah,
of course we'll get to the conversation. Thank you to everyone that's joining. I see some people have already joined in. Thank you to everybody across all the different platforms. We are streaming on four different platforms at the moment, so we really appreciate all of you. Of course, as always, if you want to support the channel, you can support the channel by either getting yourself some quality merchandise. Like you can see my t-shirt, my Made in Nigeria t-shirt, my cap. Smith Layi is not wearing the merch right now, but you can get the merch on eaglestrackershop.com. Or if you're on YouTube, you can also leave a super chat. You can become a member of the channel. And yeah, those are ways that you can support the channel. Yes, this is the Niger FC podcast. As always, I'm your host, AyoT, and my reliable co-host is.
Smith Layi, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you very much. Um, Guys, please let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you're tuning in from so that I can just hail you very quickly. Please let me know where you're watching from. I see you. Good evening, TC Gogo. We are back. Good evening, Tosi. Good evening, Tosi. Good evening, Felix Peters. Thank you for tuning in. Felix, you're joining on two platforms. We appreciate you. That's what we like to see. Please let me know where you guys are watching from. I see you, Temitayo. Thank you for joining. We have a lot of topics today, but we have a strict time limit. Once it is 12 a.m. Nigerian time, we're going to end. So we're going to try to take as many of the topics as we can, and as well as bring you guys on to share your thoughts within that time limit. But once it's 12 a.m. Nigerian time, we have to end. We have to start to do things on a schedule and with coordination. Um, but yes, I see you, T from Scotland. Thank you for joining. Onyechi Ojuku is joining from South Africa, SA. Timo Sterling is in New York City. If you know, you know, is in Cardiff in Wales. Um, Toons Boboy is in Oklahoma. Okay, before I shout out the rest of the people, if see Timo Sterling in New York, Toons Bobo in Oklahoma, Michael Osai is in Ireland. All of you that live abroad and have not purchased merchandise from eaglestrackershop.com, just know that I have a grudge against you. I'm holding a grudge against you. If you live abroad, especially people in Nigeria too can support, but if you live abroad, especially where you can literally purchase this merchandise, rep Niger, support the brand, and have it in your hands within 3 to 4 days, and you've not yet purchased, eaglestrackershop.com. If you are one of those people that hasn't purchased, I have a grudge against you. So make right by me and make sure you go to eaglestrackershop.com. But yes, thank you to everyone that's tuning in. Okay, let me just shout out the rest of the people so that we can go. Kata is in Ojodu. Ishola Young is in Ibadan. Omola is in UK. Omola Yusuf go and buy. Moyegun Paul Yusuf go and buy. Samuel Lumba is in the US. Yusuf, go and buy. I'm calling all of you out. But somebody said you should unblock. Coach Obi, you too. Go and buy. You say na black. No be blackmail, Coach Obi, Yusuf. But yes. Okay, let's get into the conversation. And okay, just to acknowledge you guys again, shout out to everyone that's tuning in on X, or formerly known as Twitter. We're also streaming on Twitter, so thank you to everyone that's joining us from that platform. I'll try my best to keep up with the comments from everywhere, but as you guys can imagine, it's not very easy um comments. Somebody said you sell Nigeria jersey. We sell merchandise. I'm not going to sell products that the money is going to Nike. Waiting concern me concern Nigeria jersey. We sell merchandise. Eagle Shaka. Okay. I'm not the owner of Nike. Okay, let's let's get into it. We have a range of topics today, some good, some bad, but a nice balance. As always, we're going to give you guys our unfiltered, honest opinions on
Sorry,
all
can
the.
I just
Yeah, go
say
on.
something? Sorry, somebody. I want to take one comment. Sorry, somebody said
Okay.
that they will do and Chairman the word we they do podcast. Ah, she make we know. She make we don't do our money, or make we go on national holiday. But
Because
thanks
of
for joining.
waiting.
She is my
When
baby.
when Smith Layi they do wedding, they we don't no drop music,
Don't know
please.
music.
But yes, okay. So we have a range of topics today. Smith Layi, just for the essence of time, let's jump into it. I think we'll start on a fairly good note. Or not want to say fairly, I'll start on a really good note. Before we go into anything negative, then we'll try to end on a good note as well, if possible. But um, let's take the first topic. This topic is from the NPFL, Rangers International, the champions of the 2023/2024 NPFL season. You know, a fantastic season for them. Shout out to a friend of the house, Amobi Eziaku, who is the GM, the CEO, and also a player for Rangers International. I think he's probably the first person to win the league as the CEO and a player in
Yes.
Nigerian league history. But they had a fine season. Fantastic rally in the second half of the season to really climb up the table to clinch that spot in again Amobi Eziaku's first year in charge. I think it shows that when you put square pegs in square holes, when you put round pegs in round holes, when you do the right things, when you put the right people in the right positions, success is very possible. And within 1 year, for them to have been able to achieve it, is really incredible. I would have ordinarily thought that maybe they would take 1 or 2 seasons to build to get their house in order, but to win it in their first season is fantastic. And also, I have to give a shout out to the coach, Fidelis Ilechukwu, is a veteran of the MPFL. He has been there for a long time now, and for him to win his first title with Rangers, kudos to him. He said he's the walking one, so that's the nickname that the man gave himself. And we also saw him giving us some legwork after their final game of the season over the weekend. So yeah, Smilai, your thoughts? Rangers International champions of the MPFL.
Thanks for actually was bringing me on again. It's hard to believe that Rangers was fighting relegation last season,
Mm.
and now they are champions of the NPFL. Imagine, it reminds me of Leicester that struggled to get
Mm.
promoted, and the next season they are now champions of the Premier League. So kudos to Amobi. He did his finger calls around in Europe and everywhere. He brought the idea, what he learned in Europe. He brought it back home. I was on Instagram Live with him. He showed me what they did. I was so impressed. He was trying to create new idea, new environment, conducive environment for these guys, and I'm actually was really impressed with that. So this is the time now they are the champions in 74, champions in 75, 77, 81, 82, 84, 2016, and 2024. So two of the league wins now. Amobi has really played a very key role
Yeah.
in that victory. And I remember I spoke to him too that since you are playing now, if they call you to Super Eagles, will you will you or no? He said no, that he's just playing because he loves Rangers, and kudos to him. I'm happy that they were able to get their stadium ready. I'm happy that the governor Peter Mbari actually was supported them.
Mm.
I'm happy that they brought in a manager, that the team that can change things, that can turn things around. Don't forget, it was second with Play 2, it was second with MFM. Now is the champions, and I like, that's what talk about pattern. When you see a coach that understands the game, you will
Mm.
know. His idea of this football is about game pressing. He presses from the front and try to win the ball early, then attack. You can hardly count games they lost away away from home. Even the 3SC game they lost in Ibadan, they were meant to have drawn that game. That penalty, that goal was a penalty, but unfortunately, the referee did not see it. So I'm happy with everything they did. I just hope that the governor can keep on supporting them, and I hope that they can perform well in next year's CAF Champions League.
All right. And just to wrap up on the NPFL very quickly, this, even though this is my club, let's just talk about it. Sporting Lagos, 1 year up, 1 year down. First season in the NPFL and they're back down. Social media did not stop with the banter of people just insulting and laughing at Sporting Lagos. So I know that you follow the NPFL, quite well, as much as you can from where you are. What do you think went wrong with Sporting Lagos? Why, with the investment, with the management, why could they not stay up, in this NPFL season?
Two things. One, if you cannot, they did not win any game away from home. They didn't win any game away from home. And if you are now losing at home, you lost at home, you are drawing at home, and you cannot win away, you are in trouble. You are actually what? You are in trouble. And I know, and I think that when you have a club like that, there should be a clear goal about what you actually want. And I remember I saw the interview of Peter Ofo, the former coach or so, Ofo, that he went on Brilla FM. He said that the idea was that they should qualify for the continent. It's hard. You can't be coming from the NNL and you say you want to muzzle, you want to bully those people and qualify for the continent directly. You have to be experienced. You have to learn. You have to, just your major aim is to survive first. So immediately I saw them lost at home against Plateau United, which I think that in a very controversial manner. That was horrible refereeing. When they lost at home against Plateau, I knew that their time in the MPFL is coming. He's trying to.
Smith Layi, let me ask you just how about Remo Stars? Did Remo Stars not come up from the NNL and qualify for Europe, or did it take them 2 years? I think
Remo, they came and they went, they came back and they did well. It's not
okay. So it wasn't their first ever season. Yeah, that's true. So they had a little bit of experience by that time.
Yes. And they brought in Benga Bumbote.
Yeah.
A seasoned coach that understands the MPFL very well. It took them to the continent. So if you are bringing a coach that do you think he's wearing a suit that is coaching? See, the MPFL is a very difficult terrain. You have to know how to navigate it. If not, you're going to be in soup. That is it.
Okay. Hopefully, for me, I like Sporting Lagos. In fact, I bought their jersey. So I really hope that they can bounce back. I don't like to support relegation teams, so they need to bounce back. Okay, so sticking with the NPFL. Let's just talk about the statistic leaders. The players who stood out according to the statistics in the MPFL. So for goals scored, the top goal scorer in the league was Chijioke Mbauma of Eimba with 17 goals. I think he beats Ali Sekiru by 2 goals, I believe. So shout out to him. Top assist leader was Sadiq Ismail, Smith Layi's popularly known as Sadiq Bending, was the top assist leader. 13 assists for Remo Stars from the right back position. So kudos to him. And then the top clean sheets, Amas Obasoge of Bendel Insurance with 18 clean sheets. 18 clean sheets in the season. That's quite an impressive record. Almost half of the games keeping a clean sheet. So like my question now to you is, these 3 guys who are the top stats leaders, obviously I know it doesn't necessarily mean that they are the best, but you can assume that they are some of the best players that the NPFL has. Can these guys realistically play in the Super Eagles? We've seen Sadiq, he got caught up by Finidi George. Obasoge has not been getting caught up. It has been Olorinleke Ojo that has been taking that spot. Mbauma has not been caught up. So just looking at these 3 players who were the best statistically in the NPFL, is there any chance that they can play for the Super Eagles and do well? What do you think?
Yeah, for me, I'm talking about goalkeeper. Amas Obasoge is a fantastic goalkeeper. Not even doing well in the NPFL. I remember watching this game. in a CAF Confed Cup game in Algeria for Bender Insurance against is it MC Algiers. He stood between MC Algiers and progressed to the next stage. It was fantastic, and that is what we want. Fantastic goalkeeper, and there's one thing that people do fail to mention. You have to appreciate the Bender Insurance Central defenders. You have to appreciate the job they are putting in. I'm gonna lie to you. If the Bender Insurance goalkeeper defenders were not doing a very good job, I must forget to now. I must go be this thing. I won't lie to you. So but that does not take that away from Amas Obasoke. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. I think realistically, I think that it can challenge, but I'm not really sure that it can be first choice in the Super Eagles. It can be a squad member in his zone. And I always look at this thing that if not because of CAF, these guys should have opportunity to show themselves, in a champ competition in Africa. Then if they excel very well, we can talk about Super Eagles. I think that there's a step before Super Eagles for them. And there is you mentioned about Sadiq Bende. He's a very good player. I just call him the Arnold of the of the Alexander Arnold of the NPFL, because very good, but he's suspect defending. We have to be honest about that. His primary role is actually what defend from the right back, but he's suspect the guy actually what defending sometimes too. And the NPFL, you have enough space to cross. If not, you wouldn't do well. So in my own opinion, he did well at the start of the season. The team dropped slightly and it peaked towards the end. So in my own personal opinion, I still think that the guys we have in the Super Eagles, they are still way ahead of him. And to talk about the 21-year-old Mbaoma, is he? Good player. Yes, good player, fantastic player. But if you look at the people he's competing with, in the striking position for Nigeria, you will not even put him side by side with Gift Urban. You have to look at it. So, in my own opinion, I think that the only person that thinks that can compete very well should be Amas Obasoge.
So yes. Amas Obasoge potentially can compete with the options that we have in the Super Eagles goalkeeping position. Okay, let us see what the comments are saying very quickly. Adegbola Temitope says, I'm very happy that Rangers won the league, but I want to see what would happen in next year's Champions League. It's definitely going to be a big test for them. Let's see how they can perform on the continent. We know that Nigerian teams have not been the most impressive when it comes to these continental competitions recently. Let me see. Muyi King says no move forward with home base. We will not move forward with home base players. We need truly young home base players between 18 to 21. Okay. Somebody says Amas was once called up, but he was unused. Okay. Those are the comments. Let us move on now. We have quite a number of topics to go, so let us try to take them quickly, and we also want to give you guys time to come on and share your thoughts as well. Okay, the next topic that we have now, this one is a negative topic, but it's something that I think is worthy of conversation, not to spread negativity, but one, for information's sake, two, for I would say educational purposes, and three, just because we cannot avoid certain conversations, or we should not be avoiding certain conversations in our football space. And I'm talking about the young player known as Akinkunmi Amoo. Akinkunmi Amoo, of course, is a player that was highly rated coming through the youth system in Nigeria. They called him the little Messi. Young boy, a lot of people thought had potential to become one of the stars of Nigerian football in the future. But unfortunately, his career has not gone quite according to plan. Whether it be injury issues, discipline issues, things have just always not been working for him. And then the one that just topped it all up for everybody was when he got accused of sexual assault and, was taken to court and eventually found guilty and was given a 1 year suspended sentence. Of course, his team appealed, but according to the latest information that we got, that appeal was rejected because he failed to make an appearance in court. So the appeal wasn't rejected because, oh, they are saying for sure he did it. You know, it's kind of technicality. He didn't appear in court. Now, why he didn't appear in court, that one is another complication. His lawyer said he wasn't able to get a visa on time, one thing or the other, but it's just tricky. If I know that I have a court case and I don't have a visa, you know, it's not like they just found out about the case last week. It's something that you would have prepared and you will make sure that you're able to attend and, you know, defend yourself. So it is tricky, and obviously when you know that not appearing has major consequences for your life, not just your forget your football career now, for your life as a man, as a human being, major consequences. You wonder why he failed to appear, why he wasn't able to get the visa on time. But as it is now, the case has to go up to the Supreme Court, and I mean, Supreme Court in any country is the highest court of the land. If he is found guilty at the Supreme Court, we don't know what kind of. I don't know if they will still just give him a 1 year sentence. I don't know if maybe he will just say, "Oh, I'll never enter Denmark again, enter Denmark again in my life." You know, very tricky one. But I think it's a very unfortunate situation that he's in. But also, it's just an example of how you can take your hand and spoil something by yourself. You know, when things are going so well for you, you have to be careful the situations you find yourself in. You have to be professional in every situation. You know, you have to realize that there are consequences to actions. Again, now I don't know if he did or did not do what he's accused of, but I just find that, you know, for a case to have got this far, for it to be as bad as it is, something must have been done that, you know, put him in this kind of position. You know, whether somebody, you know, if he would not just have been sitting in his house and this kind of allegation would have come up and things like this would have happened. So it's unfortunate. I wish he's able to beat this case, but we don't know what this run is like right now. Smith Layi, what are your thoughts on this whole Akinkunmi Amoo situation?
You know, it's a sad thing, and like you rightly said, it's a sad situation for Nigerian football. You know, a guy that we think that could be a future full super good player, a guy that when he played under 17, I thought he's going to be the leader of the next Olympic team. You know, going to this Beijing, to this France, Paris
Mm,
2024. You know, and it's unfortunate that even the first choice. I remember that when he played under 17, the first choice of Holland currently, but Verbruggen was the goalkeeper for Holland for
mm,
Netherlands. That you know, they were playing under 17 together.
mm.
Madsen, the guy that played for Dortmund, he was playing against him in the under 17. Can you see the path their career actually what took? So it's sad for me for him. I remember during the World Cup qualifier against Ghana, the then NFF president Amadou Pinnick described him to be better than Messi in 2 years time. But you know, unfortunately, you know, those that believed in him, I think disappointed them. And secondly, too, like you rightly said, if you don't drink, it's hard for them to poison you with alcohol. You know, at least if you don't drink. So there must be movements one way or the other before they could make that allegation. For example, now, if you know they type of thing, nobody will accuse you of that. So, and it's sad, it's a bad news. For example, now, the football career is not on the right path, you know, because I remember, I think it was in Omonia Nicosia also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He after leaving Denmark, Omonia Nicosia signed him, but they also now released him.
released him. So when I last time I saw him, I saw his weight. You know, I don't know. Maybe that is due to his height. You know, I saw his weight. I don't think that he's looking properly. He's looking after his weight properly, in my opinion. You know, and all things can actually what come together. And at the end of the day, you know, it's just not really working well for him. I'm really sad, but it's a player that would have an option for Nigeria. You know,
Mm.
going forward and everything. It's a player that's took pictures with Ibrahimovic when he was in Amabi before they sold him
Yeah.
to what's it called? And then we're thinking that even he's going to AC Milan. Remember when he was doing well in Amabi, we thought maybe Ibrahimovic would take him to AC Milan. You know, it's a player we had high hopes of. I remember him played in the under 17 Wafu. Was it Wafu? The one they played in Nigeria Republic. It was unplayable.
Mm.
Guy was unplayable, fantastic footballer. the way things turned around for him is really, really amazed me. And I just hope that he can learn from this, and those around him too can also learn from this. But I just think that I don't think that it was properly mentored, in my opinion.
Mm, mm. Yeah, so we wish him all the best. Hopefully he's able to get this past him. But of course, I think it's a learning experience for everybody, for him and for everybody that's observing. Young footballers, when you get an opportunity, I know sometimes when you go abroad and you start to see all these Oyinbo girls, it can be exciting, but you have to understand that, you have a future to protect.
Hmm.
You know where you're coming from. You don't forget ever where you are trying to get to, because once you lose sight of where you're going to, it's easy for you to get distracted along the way. Okay, so yes, that is it. Let us move on now to another topic. Before we go, let me quickly look at what the comments are saying. Somebody said if he appeared in court, they would have jailed him. Well, no, not really. I mean, it depends on how the court appearance went. Somebody said, please practice self-discipline. Yes, very important. Um, you go talk, say Ugugo Ramaju, because he said he better than Messi. That's just a pipe dream. But yes, nevertheless, we wish him all the best. Okay, let us move on now to the next topic. We are gradually going into conversations around national teams. And I want us to start by talking about the recent dates for the WAFCON 2024. In case you missed it,
Sorry,
CAF.
sorry. Can I
Okay, go
just
on.
sorry? There was a comment that I don't know, maybe you missed it. Ifeanyi Ibe, he just sent a comment about Rangers. Maybe we can just address that one quickly because he made a
Oh,
very valid
we don't already pass Rangers, but let me see. Ifeanyi Ibe said if Rangers can do what Aimba did in 2003 when they brought foreign import for the CAF Champions League, such notable players, um,
point.
from Ghana and several top players from NPFL. You do not finish your statement. You say if, and then you do not you did not tell us what will happen if that happens. But I guess he's saying that that's the blueprint he wants them to follow,
Yeah,
and that's what he wants them to do so that they can perform well.
yeah.
But yes, thank you for that. Okay, let us move on to the next topic. Let us move on to the next topic. So yes, like I was saying, in case you missed it, CAF have announced that the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations will now take place in the summer of 2025 from July 5th to July 26th of that year. So first thing I will say, happy that we finally have a date. It's not been fair to the players that for all this time now they've just been waiting, not knowing how, when, whether or not they're actually going to play the tournament. There were some rumors in the past that CAF was even just planning to cancel the tournament for this particular edition, but they have a date now. I think the disappointing part for the players is that they've gone through the qualifications, they've secured their spots since 2023, and they've just been waiting, and now they have to wait even longer for them to finally get the chance to play. The Super Falcons are very, very eager to go and reclaim that crown that they unfortunately could not defend in Morocco last time. So we're going to have to wait to see how they do. Of course, we know that the um, football calendar is very jam packed. But I personally think that CAF could do a better job of scheduling these things. Of course, right now with the Patrice Motsepe administration, they tend to always bend their back whenever FIFA says something. If FIFA says no, it isn't okay, we accept. We'll move it to next year. But I think it's also not a good look for Africa, in my own personal opinion, that we are the ones that our tournament is constantly being moved around. Either somebody is not ready, their facility is not ready, or weather issue, or FIFA calendar issue. We need to try to get ahead of these things, schedule properly, in my opinion. And with women's football, they need to not, lose momentum in terms of how women's football is growing in Africa. If they start to take these elongated breaks, I feel like the momentum can die. Progress can be slowed down. We've seen how our African teams, all of them at the last World Cup, performed to a high degree. They need to keep competing. They need to keep staying active. They need to be relevant. for them to be able to perform like that again. But Smith Layi, yes, what are your thoughts on the WAFCON 2024 being moved to the summer of 2025?
I think this is what you get when you only have one host country for every event.
Hmm.
So anything you want to host is go with Morocco, 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 and you cannot overstretch them too much, because I think Morocco have an event coming up towards the end of the year. That was the reason why they couldn't actually what host it. And this summer too, there's going to be Olympic Games in France. So you cannot bring them to come and actually because Zambia and Nigeria will be playing the Olympic Games in like maybe probably 1 month before.
Yeah,
So you can't bring them to actually come and play this thing. So I think CAF proposed that they should play they should play with home based players. They will have come with home based players, but I don't think that one really actually stood. So they didn't have any option. But my worry is this: the WAFCON will be played 2025, and there's another WAFCON that's meant to take place
in
in
2026
2026. Will that one still hold? Because that one is going to be the qualifier
for the
for the
World Cup.
World Cup in Brazil in 2027. So CAF should come and tell us now
Hmm.
what their plans are, because it's not just to announce dates. You must explain in details what their plans are, so that at the end of the day we know exactly what to expect.
They need to be scheduling. See, if you sorry to cut you off, but like if you look at FIFA now, for example, FIFA releases their match calendar like 4 years in advance. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
you can look at their schedule from 2024 till 2028.
Yes.
So CAF too needs to be able to plan and release schedule in advance. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
things can always move around, things can always change. You look at FIFA, for example, when the World Cup was given to Qatar, they had to adapt. So
Mm-hmm.
things can change, but at least have a plan and you can make adjustments when necessary, rather than just making it look as if everything is just done on the fly. But yeah, go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, and like you said that they should make adjustments, plans ahead. They used to make 1 year plan, before, but they have changed this year's calendar twice.
Hmm.
They keep on changing and changing. Before, they put the WAFCON to be this summer. They change it to September. I know, to November. Now they have changed it totally to next year.
Summer.
So it's sad that there's no proper planning. So I just want us to have like aim. We know that okay, this what, because they want to cancel this WAFCON before. It was hard because countries like Kenya, they went through qualifiers and everything. They had to go and beat Cameroon to qualify for this WAFCON. You want to cancel it? They don't really get opportunity. They don't really get opportunity to go to these type of tournaments.
Yeah.
And when they now have the privilege of going to this tournament, you want to cancel it. So I don't think it's going to be fair.
Mm.
Okay, that's it. Yes.
Okay, very well said. Let me see if anybody is commenting in the comments. Somebody say, "IoT, I love your new background." Thank you, thank you. It's a virtual background. I'm not actually in the stadium, in case you were wondering. But yeah, somebody said, like the video. Yes, please. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like the video, guys. Please, please, please like the video, share so that we can, rank higher and so that we can get more people tuned in. Please, please, please. If you are on YouTube, make sure you like the video. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. We really appreciate the support. Okay, not too many comments with regards to the WAFCON dates being moved, but Smith Layi, I agree with what you said. A team like Kenya cannot struggle to finally qualify for the WAFCON. Then you now come and tell them, "Oh, sorry, we are going to cancel the tournament." No, no, there'll be riots. There'll be riots. I'm sure the
Yes.
only team that will be happy with cancellation is maybe South Africa, so that they can keep the trophy for another year. But
Yes. Or Cameroon, so that they
okay,
will not.
but other than that, no, no.
Mhm.
The tournament should hold. Okay,
Yes.
let us move to a different topic. Still talking about the Super Falcons, and you kind of hinted at it already. I'm talking about the Olympic Games. So yes, official confirmation: the Super Falcons are to resume Olympic preparations on July 5th. Their first game, of course, is on July 25th. So they are going to have 20 days to prepare and fly into Paris for the tournament. This is less than what Randy Waldrum was hoping for, but this is the provision that was made for them by the sports ministry and the federal government in coordination with the NFF. So yes, this is kind of what they have to deal with. I don't know for a fact how long they are going to be in Nigeria before they finally go to, because Randy Wardrum was saying he wants to do a small camp in Nigeria, then do another small camp in Europe before they begin. I don't know how much of that they're going to do. I don't have any information about friendly matches yet. But the information that I have that I'm sure of is this, that they are going to resume the camp on July 5th. The players have been informed. The ones that are going to be there, most of them have already been informed. We are the ones that just haven't seen the list yet. But sooner or later, it's going to be made public, and we'll be able to comment more on it. But yeah, Olympic preparations to begin on July 5th. Smith Layi, what do you think about that?
Like I always say, if you blame the NFF, you can blame them from now till tomorrow. But now it is sport ministry too. They can talk the way they like, but they also do the same thing, because I don't know when last they had opportunity of playing at the Olympics. The last time we took a football team to an Olympic game was in Rio de Janeiro in 2016. Remember what happened?
Sadikuma.
Yes, we arrived in Brazil the same day we played against Japan.
Yeah.
To tell you that the sport ministry itself even worse past the the NFF. I have to be honest with you in this case. So, in my opinion, I think it's under people that don't understand football, they don't understand preparation. I remember the sport minister then came out on national TV to say that you don't need to prepare to win games. How can you just stand up now, AyoT, and go to play and play AFCON? What will come out of it? So you just want to write exam without reading. So
even this live video that we're doing right now, I had to prepare for it.
Yes,
we did not just come and start talking.
And just start talking. You see all those graphics done. So, in my opinion, I just think that it's sad that these guys that struggle to qualify for this tournament, you are giving them the worst possible preparation so that they can go and fail. They can have a cause to also blame the coach and fire the coach or do anything. It's not good. In my opinion, I just think that they should not camp in Nigeria at all.
They should just go to Europe.
They should just go to Europe straight away, because the camp in Nigeria again is for content creators. That is it now. It's for content creators. You get there, you see camera. Hey, it's for content creators. They should just go to Europe straight away. Those content creators too, they should go and get a visa and follow them. And follow them. So because they need what? I think at this stage now, the coach should be perfecting his tactics. You get on how to play against Brazil. You get not to start saying that this one just go chop a go and do physical training. No. It should be about tactical now and see how you can actually beat Brazil in that opening game. So, in my opinion, I think that they should just go to Europe straight away. If they want to avoid the no Randy Wardrum also that Nigerian media. So if they want to avoid media and the content creators.
Yes. And we're in the group of death. Brazil first game, Spain second game, Japan third game. If we're not fully prepared for those matches, it can be embarrassing for us the way we'll just come back home with 3 L's. So we need to be really, really careful. We need to be really prepared. And I just hope that even in the 20 days that they would have, or let's say 19 days, that they would have to prepare for the tournament. I hope that they are at least able to make the most of it. I'm not going to shade content creators, because even myself, I be content creator. But again, I think everything is all about access, and is all about organization. You look at other camps like in maybe France, England, Germany, Spain, wherever the country may be, they give access to media, but maybe they say, okay, 2 hours, this is the media time. And the content creators know that within those 2 hours, you have to be prepared. You create as much content as you can within those 2 hours. Once the 2 hours are over, you go home and you go and utilize what you've done. Not be the one way every day. They come every single day for the whole day. There has to be specific times that they know that they have access, and that's how things are done elsewhere.
I also want to make one comment too. I didn't mention them, and also some assistant journalists. They'll say, so I have to also acknowledge them too, because that one we have assistant journalists, we also have content creators. So it's like a 3-layer thing. We need to actually get it right, or else we'll be in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me quickly take the comments and see what people are saying about this topic. Somebody says, "I think Super Falcons can do well in the Olympics. They could have gone really far in the World Cup. Yes, they could have. Unfortunate game against England, that one. Honestly, I'm not impressed with the current Nigeria Football Federation because of the lack of planning. Everything about Super Eagles, anyway. I wish the girls the best of luck in Paris. Yes, we all wish them the best of luck in Paris. Ifeanyi says Super Falcons need to play a lot of grade A friendlies. Even if they lose friendlies, it doesn't matter. It will help them because they are in a group of death. I want to know the status of. Hey, it's not Ashley. Ashley Plumpter. This is Ashley Plumpter's recovery. Will she be fit for the Olympics? I will say, at the moment, Ashley Plumpter is still hurt. You know, her leg is still in a I don't know if I'll call it a cast or a whatever they call it, those boots, you know. So she's still hurt. Will she be fit for the Olympics? Is very, very unlikely that she's suddenly going to recover within the next 19 days and then not only recover, now be able to get fit, you know, and get into match shape. So I think it is unlikely that Ashley Plumter will be there. Somebody was asking, is Tosin Dimei back? Also unconfirmed. I know that, you know, she has had a lot of time off, so she'll be recovering. But I personally don't have any confirmed information, so I don't want to say she is or she's not. But yeah, let me see any other. Somebody said LOL, assistant journalist. Otumba Salaso said Smith and content creators part one. Smith Layi's issue with content creators. But yeah, hopefully, the team is just able to do well. Mr. also said we also have market say now body marketers in the camp. Mr. Dotson, I'm not discussing that one. let's move on now. Let's move on to the next topic. We'll take quickly so that we can bring you guys on towards the end of the show. Okay, still talking about CAF and how they move things around. It didn't only affect the Super Falcons, it also affects the Super Eagles. I'm talking about the fact that the AFCON 2024, is it? I've lost track of what it. I've lost track of what it's doing now because they move up. 2025 is AFCON 2025. Okay, yes. So the AFCON 2025 has been moved to holiday. So if you're interested in AFCON, you're going to have it during Christmas, December 21st, 2025 till January 18th, 2026. Very interesting one that was met with a lot of mixed reactions. You know, many people that are against it. Some people are in support of it. So, Smith Layi, are you for or against AFCON 2025 being played over the Christmas, the holiday season? What do you think about that?
It is a shame. It is a shame, honestly. I've never seen, I don't know what they're trying to do. I've never seen, calf like this before. What happened? What happened? Because, during the holiday period, when you know that families actually meant to actually be together, and you didn't consider the weather in Morocco. At that point, Morocco is going to be cold. How do you expect people to even travel around that time? It's sad. It's sad. I don't think they thought about it. In my own opinion, they might still even move it to January. Yes, I think so. They can still move it to January. They just want to do this one. This January, they're going to move it to. But I understand that CAF is running on a very tight calendar. This year, the 3 windows this year were meant to play AFCON qualifier, 6 games this year. In March next year, 2 games for 2 games for this thing, 2 games for the World Cup qualifier. In September 2 games. So indirectly, the schedule is very tight for them. So, but I think they should have been a way out for all these things than just to say that we should go and play this AFCON around December time. But unfortunately, those traveling to Morocco, you're gonna be eating chicken in Morocco, Christmas chicken in Morocco. If you like, go and kill goats too in Morocco. You'll be eating those things in Morocco. For me, I think it's gonna be unattractive. You get to actually watch.
No. I think it's an interesting one because like you said, weather is already the big factor there. Morocco is fairly cold in holiday, and
Mm-hmm.
Africans are not used to cold
Mm-hmm.
weather. The last thing they
Mm-hmm.
want to do is play AFCON, and then it
Mm-hmm.
will be freezing while you are playing AFCON. So it's that's already one thing that I'm not sure how they want to work around. Another thing, like you said, um, it's holiday season, for media, for everybody, fans that might want to travel to watch the AFCON. Now you're asking me to either choose between spending time with my family or going to support my national team.
Mm-hmm.
That how can you ask me to choose to
Imagine
choose between that?
Nigeria Cameroon on the Christmas day.
It's like I either have to go and watch the game or I stay with my family. And most people want to spend the holidays with their families. That's just the
Yeah.
reality of it.
Yeah.
Another
Mm-hmm.
thing is that I don't know if they are planning to market it as, maybe this holiday fiesta that will be
Mm-hmm.
happening in Morocco. But
Mm-hmm.
correct me if I'm wrong, Morocco is a Muslim nation.
Yeah.
So they don't even celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
So I don't expect that Morocco will be like, highly decorated with Christmas things, unless they do it specifically for the AFCON.
WAFCON.
But,
Yeah.
but for me, it kind of just feels as if, if I travel, I'm going to miss out on the whole holiday, which is like the most important part of the year. That's like the time when somebody like me, for example, that I live abroad away from my family, that's the time when I usually go and spend with my family. That's when I see them in the year during the
Mm-hmm.
holidays, during Christmas. So
Yes.
it's a very tricky one. Again, like somebody said in the comments as well, airline tickets are expensive during Christmas. Normally, we know that one. Ticket prices are expensive during Christmas.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
have to go and sell one kidney because I want to go and watch AFCON. Ah, you know, it's just, I don't know, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of a lot of situations that I'm sure there are even things that I'm not thinking of that are
Mm-hmm.
potential issues. So this date, I think I agree with you that they might even still move it again till January 2026
Mm-hmm.
proper.
Mm-hmm.
Because this holiday thing that they're trying to do
Mm-hmm.
is just too tricky. Unless they want to sponsor people's flights and everything, I think it's just too tricky, and it creates a lot of inconvenience. I
Yeah.
don't know, said players won't be able to. Players normally self normally they don't even really they spend Christmas with their family. So
Yeah.
I don't even think it's about the players like that.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry
mostly
about the
about the media, the fans, and all the people that have to travel, to the
yeah.
tournament. That's the tricky aspect of it. But
Maybe
let's see what happens. What do you want to say, Smiley?
maybe they wanted to bring like a new idea to this AFCON. Maybe you share that maybe they want to make it like holiday, Christmas,
Yes.
decorate it with Christmas. They want to make it that way. It might be that because the Africa Coast AFCON was very successful. You know,
Mm.
it was very successful. AFCON, people traveled, everywhere. OJB, our man can explain better, how the AFCON actually what went. Fantastic. Maybe they want to build on that. If they want to make it that Christmas AFCON, so be it. Decorate everywhere. People can even travel for Christmas and spend, watch AFCON together there. Morocco is a free nation slightly, so that at least, let's see what they're trying to do. I just know that he says he's a man of idea, he's a man of new direction. Let's see the new direction he's taking us now.
Mm. And somebody said World Cup was played during Christmas. I don't know if you are aware, but the World Cup final was on December 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So the tournament finished before Christmas. World Cup was in November, December. It wasn't during Christmas. So
Yes,
everybody was still able to travel back home and spend time with their family.
yes.
It's different. And somebody said, I think they moved because yes, they moved it because of the Club World Cup. We know why they moved it. We're
Mm-hmm.
not debating that. What we are just saying is the time that they moved it to is not something that is really conducive for most people. We know why they did it. We're
Yes,
just not happy with what they did. And I
yes.
think that they potentially still have to find another solution for it. So yes, that's pretty much it. Let me just see what the comments are saying. Let me let the rest of you get your comments in before we move on to the next topic. And again, while we're waiting for more comments to come in, guys, please, if you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, on X, on Instagram, whatever the case may be, please make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the video. This helps us to rank higher. This helps us to reach more people. This helps the channel to grow. And we just appreciate the support please make sure you like the video. We only have 10 likes on YouTube, which is not enough for the number of viewers that we are having. So
Mhm.
please make sure you like the video. And of course, this podcast is sponsored by eaglestrackershop.com. So you can check out the website to get your merchandise. You can get the t-shirt that I'm wearing, made in Nigeria t-shirt. You can get, the hats that I have on. You can get your own jersey, phone case, and so much more on eaglestrackershop.com. Okay, back to the comments very quickly. Let me see what Adegbola Temitope says. For me, the queen in African football, I'm not serious at all. That is why people like former Liverpool coach respected Nations Cup. I also think that they want Morocco to win the cup. I mean, I don't know if they want Morocco to win the cup, but if we don't put our house in order, we cannot be too surprised when people tell us that our house is dirty. So I understand what you're saying about the comments that was made a while ago by the former Liverpool coach when our friend OJB became a viral sensation because of
Yeah,
because of that
this
comment.
was nice
Um,
comment.
okay, let me see. Okay, no other person is really saying anything about this. Is it possible Nigeria doesn't qualify for the next AFCON? Nigeria already qualified for. No, are we still? Have we already qualified or wait? Because
The
this
next AFCON, no, we're going
no,
to play
we're
the
not
AFCON by
qualified. We're
itself.
just starting. This one just ended. We're just doing the qualifiers for this one. Is it possible? Yes, but do I think we won't qualify? No. I mean, anything is possible now. But I think we'll qualify. But yes, please make sure you like on YouTube. Thank you. Adeotun, call them out. Please like on YouTube if you are watching there. Only 11 likes when we've had more people, tuning in. So thank you for that. Okay, next topic, Midline. Next topic. Still keeping our focus right now on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Keeping our focus on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. FIFA released the updated world ranking on the 20th of June. And lo and behold, I don't think we're too surprised by this. The Super Eagles have dropped 8 spots. 8 spots. Of course, this comes on the wake of the disappointing World Cup qualifying results against Benin Republic and South Africa. When you play against South Africa, you draw. You play against Benin Republic, you lose. Um, I don't think you can be too surprised when you drop in the world ranking. Disappointing results, disappointing drop in the ranking. We're now 38th. We are the fifth best team in Africa still. Um, but I guess my question to you, Smith Layi, when you see something like this, does it matter to you? Some people don't believe in the world ranking. Some people don't really like to look at it. But for you, does it matter where we are ranked in the world?
Yeah, it matters, because all these things matters when you want to go for a draws, like want to go for a draw, they want to pair you so that you will be a seeded team also in pot one because of you actually what highly rated, so you are less likely to face difficult countries, but for me, the gains of AFCON are just going down the drain, because of our performance during AFCON. I think we were actually ranked highly, but I think it's now difficult for us to manage it. Now we're just on a free fall, and there's AFCON. AFCON qualified draws will take place next week. July 4. I just hope that we find ourselves in a very good and easy group so that we can actually qualify. But in my own personal opinion, I just think that it's a reflection of where our football is, and if we are not careful, the next one will come out again. It's gonna be a further slider.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, somebody here says ranking is good. Paul Oloidi says ranking is good. It helps some transfers happen. Yes, and Smith Layi, like you said, very good point. When it comes to all these draws, even within CAF, if we drop to sixth now, for example, we will become a pot two team when it's time for
Mm-hmm.
for draws. So the ranking does matter. I think, like you said, sadly, it is a reflection of the way things are happening for the Super Eagles at the moment. But you want to hope and believe that they can turn things around, when they when they play their next matches. I've spoken to some Super Eagles players, even after their matches against Benin Republic and South Africa. And the players still fully believe that they will qualify for the World Cup. They still believe that they have what it takes. But of course, belief is one thing. Being able to do it on the field is another thing entirely. So yeah, let us see how that one progresses, and of course, I'm sure we would discuss more about it when you know time comes. And if we drop further, of course, we'll discuss about it. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Yes, we're talking Super Eagles, so we're going to keep it with that. People have been asking, and you people don't have patience. We have a running order. We have topics that we're going to discuss. Do not worry, we'll get there. But because we are there now, I'll jump into it. Super Eagles head coaching position is open. I'm sure we all know that. We've spoken about different options over the past few episodes of the podcast. We of course spoke about it when Finidi George got appointed. Spoke about it when Finidi George left the job, and now there have been rumors, reports, everything again. And one man that his name has been loud in the mouth of Nigerians for the past maybe 2-3 days is the coach of the French women's national team. I'm talking about Herve Renard. Herve Renard is no stranger to African football, of course, having won the AFCON twice with Zambia in 2012 and, of course, with Ivory Coast, I think, in 2016. He's, an experienced coach. Most recently, was the coach of the Moroccan women's national team, most recently in Africa. And then, of course, after that, he has coached Saudi Arabia, took them to the World Cup where they beat Argentina in an interesting match. And then currently he's coaching the women's national team of his France to the Olympic tournament. A lot of Nigerians were saying, "Oh, this is the man we want." And then I don't know if I'll call them journalists, because I want to respect those that actually practice journalism in Nigeria. But people, I'll say, football media personalities, let's put it that way, all of a sudden started saying that, oh, Herve Renard is now the number one target for the NFF. And they now got Nigerians excited. They got Nigerians excited. Only for the NFF to come and say, Omo, we have not reached out to him, or we have not spoken to anybody about it. We don't know where this report or this rumor is coming from. And honestly, it did not surprise me at all when the NFF denied it, because I think Herve Renard is this dream that Nigerians have. It's like, oh, I wish I could, I could get this guy. It's like a guy that's maybe you're crushing on Rihanna. It's like you're crushing on, maybe, I don't know, let me use a Nigerian celebrity, Temi Otedola or somebody, and you're just like, if I see this girl, I go marry him, but you will never see her. That's that's just the reality. So that's kind of like the way I look at it. With the way the NFF is run, with the way they speak, with the way they are doing their things, if they're not ready to pay Consensal, I don't know if they're going to be ready to pay Herve Renard. I would be personally very, very, very surprised if this happens within the next 2 years. I'll be very surprised. So personally, I wasn't shocked that the NFF denied the reports. They have not spoken to him. They don't know where that is coming from. So we still have to look for who they decide is going to be the next head coach. That foreign expatriate that they're looking for to be the next head coach of the Super Eagles. Smith Layi, what are your thoughts on this whole Herve Renard, the links, the rumors of him becoming the Super Eagles coach?
It's just the dream. Anytime there's a vacant job like that, I remember then that I think it was Ernesto Valverde that was once linked to the Super Eagles job. We know it's now audio, it was linked Super Eagles job. We know that the Paul Le Guen was linked, Laurent Blanc was linked, imagine he said that they said the top three shortlist was Ernesto Valverde, Laurent Blanc, and Jose Pacero. And we know that Jose Pacero is the way. No, they just put those ones there as placeholders. So anytime you see this now, maybe they already have a coach in mind that they want to employ. They can say, okay, the top three have a Renard, Jose Mourinho, and Conceição. We know that Conceição will beat those people in the interview. So it's just we know all these things. We know how they try to do, but about the man himself, he's a fantastic guy that has worked in Africa, for USM Algeria. He was assistant to Claude Leroy in Ghana in 2008. It
Mm.
was it was with Zambia in 2010. He won the AFCON, in 2012. It was it was with Ivory Coast too. They buried the ghost of not winning, in 2015. He went to Morocco. Things didn't work out well for him in Morocco. So, but he's a guy that can take charge of the dressing room.
Mm.
I can tell you here that he applied for Super Eagles job twice, but they will never tell you he applied for Super Eagles job twice. So it's a guy that if Nigeria wants to get him, they will. I
Mm.
read from the press from French magazine, was it 2 days ago, that it's going to take a miracle for him to stay at this job.
Mm.
And if you look at countries too, looking for coaches too, we are top of the pile. I'm not at least we are still ahead of Mali now. So in my own in my own personal opinion, I think that if they get him, I can tell you that the NFL would never tell you that we are talking to him
Mm.
at this stage because he's still a coach of French women team.
Mm.
All those discussions must be private because he's still under contract. So they cannot come and say, hey, we are talking to Havana. No, 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 no. But indirectly, I think there are some contacts that have been made. But maybe, sometimes you can go and price something in the market. You enter Gucci shop or you enter
you enter Gucci and we ask them how much.
yeah, you just how much be this? And they come back, come buy out. Or you don't get money, you just come
See,
buy out.
it's funny. See, you reminded me of something. I remember I saw something on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
One girl, she saw one dress that she liked. She go ask the vendor, say, I like this dress. How much is it? The vendor now replied, the dress is 300,000 naira, but unfortunately, it is sold out. The girl come talk say, no, be unfortunately, it's fortunate. Say it's fortunate for me that it's sold out.
Because he cannot even afford to 300K.
Don't worry, thank you. It's good that it's sold out. Because
So
that's how it is. We're good.
So, in my opinion, I just think that one a normal this thing. But the only thing I can say the NFF is that if the ministry interfere in it and say, okay, well, they want to take responsibility, or one private company say, okay, get if we enter getting shop, you still ask, just how the money. So let me just continue on that. Apologies for that. So I just think that it's window shopping. I think that they have the man they want to employ in mind. But if Renard falls, I think they can actually get him. For me, they can't pay him except the ministry and presidency interferes, or private sectors.
Maybe somebody just say, okay, you know what? I want to see the Super Eagles win something, so make I just sponsor this thing. But that one
Yes.
is dreams that we are dreaming. Okay, so like somebody in the comments, Abuban said, it shocked me that Smith Layi did not submit his CV. He can do a good job than if we need the judge. Any chance of us seeing your application very soon?
I want to say that I'm not a coach. I've never had any qualification of being a coach. I can't train players. You gotta go cost me self, apart from the judge. But I will look along that line. Thank you for that compliment.
But I will tell you this. Honestly, like I've never coached at any level, but I've coached under 12, under 13s. And one thing that I will say is so different when you watch football and you analyze, break down football. It's different when you are there and you have to make things happen. Because you know that when you're analyzing and you're breaking it down, you're looking at it in hindsight. You're looking at what has already happened. How can this have been prevented? How can this be done better next time? But it is different in the moment when something is happening for you to actually influence the game and to make decisions and make changes. It's you. Another thing is that at the end of the day, nobody they play the ball. So sometimes you might even want to implement something. If the player is not doing it according to what you have in your mind, that's another issue. Something again that you have to know is that you can only do what your player can do. You can be a coach and say, you want to play gang press, you want to play this. If your players don't have that ability inside them, you cannot play it though, no matter how much you try. A national team no be club where you go talk say, well, I'll go and buy the player I want. You have to use what's at your disposal. So
Yeah.
it's very different. But Smith, like, kudos to you. The fact that people are calling your name, means that maybe
No,
you can, maybe if not be coach, you fit go apply for match analyst.
no, I have to I have to pass it first, the
Uh,
certification. So if I go there and I fail it, I'm not fit nigga to be near football. To just be doing what I'm doing now. So, but guys, thank you for that compliment. I just enjoy what I'm actually doing. Thank you for that compliment.
Okay. Let's take comments. Let me see on Instagram. What else is somebody saying? Muyi King said no. Please let me let you continue with his analysis here. I beg. Odozoni says 400K per year is not that expensive for Nigeria. Well, when you just say it like that, and the kind of money that is spent in football, or even in the country, you say yes, it's not that expensive. One man can pay it if the man chooses to pay it. Davido we just do wedding today. He can pay that salary in a year if he wants to. But can the NFF work it out? Do they have the money? We don't know all the other operations. Remember that they still have to consider the money that's let me not say something on live, but there are different allocations that
Yeah.
that have to be made. So it's interesting. It's not just as straightforward as it might seem.
So, hey, can I just make comment about salary, please?
Okay, go on. Yeah.
The coach of Georgia, Willie Sanyo, is on 160,000 euros, 160,000 euros per year.
Hmm.
So if you have a coach, I don't know why he's taking that one in Georgia, and we're now paying a lot of money with people here. 168 a year, 160,000 euros a year. That's about $180,000 in a year with his annual. So I don't know why we just. Maybe, you've already said it. Maybe there's some extra fee the guy that must be paid. In between those things.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Let me just see what else the comments are saying very quickly. Um, Renard won't take 400K annually from a foreign country. That's what Coach Obi is saying. Are you saying he's going to take more? Or are you saying he's going to take less? Um, Let me see what we have on Facebook. Ifeanyi says Herve Renard is too expensive. Ghana wanted him when Chris Hughton was sacked, but the price made Ghana run away and went back to Ottawa, who is doing well currently. I think Conceição is still the best under the prevailing circumstances. That's what Ifeanyi Ibe says. Okay. Thank you, top 10. Thank you. I hope you've liked the video. Please, guys, on YouTube, make sure you like the video and share. We're now up to 24 likes, but I know we can do much better than that. He says, well done, guys. I always enjoy the show. Keep it up. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Bode says that is true. Are your abilities? Yes, the ability of your players definitely matters. Another comment from Emeka. What if he reduces his salary? I mean, he might fancy coaching Nigeria's greatest team since 94. Osimhen, Boniface, Lookman, how many countries can boast of a final as good as that? What if he reduces salary? Always a possibility. It's just not something that we can know if it's going to happen for sure. But you never can tell. He might, like you said, he might fancy coaching these boys. I'll just challenge you when you say Nigeria's greatest team since '94. Don't use the word greatest. Maybe you can say Nigeria's best team on paper. But when you call somebody great, you are implying that the person has achieved something. These guys have not achieved anything yet. Based on greatness, 2013 team is better than this team. Until this team is able to achieve something, then you can call them great. But for now, not just mouth where we get. It's just on paper. Osimhen, look man, Boniface, crazy. We've not done it yet on the field. It's just like England. Kane, Palmer, Saka, everybody, they never win anything since 66. So
Yeah.
right now, this team is not great yet. Ima
I just
says,
want to.
Ima says, I love you guys. We love you too. Thank you for tuning in. What do you want to say, Smith?
I just want to mention something about that Conceição. Someone say that Conceição is the best. See, when you are saying he's the best, remember something, in the last qualifier he played, he drew 2 home games, and lost 1-1 for Cameroon. So also have that one. So he also have this thing. Say it's not someone that's on fire. He drew 2 home games against Rwanda, against Cape Verde, and he won 1. So I'm just saying that sometimes too, we have to check it very well. Check his record very well before they employ him.
Mm.
Playing,
Okay.
he's also playing three at the back too, so they should know that too.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Let's move on quickly. I want to bring you guys on at least so that we have 30 minutes of callers at the very least. So we have, I think I have three more topics here that I had listed. The first one is a transfer. A transfer. Um, I'm talking about a player from the NPFL that has now, I think achieved what we have to say is a dream of many players, that are born and raised, start playing their football within Nigeria is something that they all want to do. I'm talking about they all want to make a move abroad, and thankfully he has been able to achieve this dream and make his own move. I'm talking about the 21-year-old defender, the 21-year-old, the 21-year-old defender known as Adeleke Adekunle. He has joined Maccabi Haifa in the Israeli Premier League after leaving Sporting Lagos in the Nigerian Professional Football League. This is him on your screen. Adekunle Adeleke is no stranger to international football, having been part of the squad for the home-based Super Eagles. When they took on what are they called? When they took on Mexico in an international friendly. Of course, it was a 4-0 defeat. It was part of that defensive line. The goalkeeper on that day was Stanley Nwabali. So don't just say, because they lost 4-0, it means it's bad. Nwabali was the keeper that chopped 4, but we see that he's a good goalkeeper today. So yes, Adeleke is making his move to Israel. Is a 1-year deal, but if he impresses, the club has an option for a further 2 years. So he could extend. And just for context, Maccabi Haifa is a team that plays in the second division of Israeli football. So this is not an Israeli Premier League team. It is in the second division of Israeli football. Most recent Nigerian player that was in the team is John Ogu. Was the most recent Nigerian player to play for that team. Okay, so Smith Layi, what are your thoughts on this move? Adekunle Adeleke to Maccabi Haifa.
Maccabi, is it Jaffa or Maccabi Haifa?
Now, the spelling is Jaffa, but they pronounce it Haifa.
Okay, Haifa. So I know him during, I think it was he got invited to Super Eagles before they took him to Mexico. He was part of the team that went to Mexico to lose 4-0 or so. He's a guy that has been on the fringes of Nigerian football. He suddenly just disappeared, and now it's in Sporting Lagos. But I won't lie to you. No, if you see a player from a Nigerian Premier League going to a second division club on a 1-year contract in Israel, to tell you, I know, I hope it works well for him to tell you that the level of the league in Nigeria is not top notch. I can tell you, so it's not top notch. It's not top notch. This is not where a player used to go to. A player goes to the Belgian Pro League, at least Denmark first division. But like you actually was said earlier, at least it better pass Nigerian league, because I have seen a player move to Nigeria.
I mean, one
So
of our players just moved to Sudan.
to Sudan, yes, a war on Sudan. So in my opinion, I just think that he wants adventure in Europe. Let him actually get it. These are a dream for most players to actually apply their trade in Europe. I wish him the very best of luck. But in my own personal opinion, I just think that he's a very experienced defender. He has been in the league for so long. I expect a better move than this. But what can we say? We don't know the background information to all these things. We just knew that the deal is now done. And wish him the very best of luck. We hope that he can do well 1 year, and they can extend it further, and he can get a better club from there.
Let me ask you a question, because you said it speaks to the level of the Nigerian league. Now, my question is it that the league is reflecting on the players, in the sense that you might be a good player, but because you play in the Nigerian league, they don't trust, they don't rate you, so they don't really give you that chance? Or is it that the league is so bad that the players in the league are not good enough? Which one do you think it is?
I think in the Nigerian league, most players are those that cannot find club abroad.
Hmm.
That maybe they are faith trier, they are just at home.
Hmm.
If you most players that go to this thing, they are from academies. So if they did not do, if they did do an academy, they did not get to Europe, they bring them in Nigerian NPFL.
Hmm.
That is it. In my own, the league structure, players conditioning is not helping them. That's why I said that sometimes I watch the league because I'm patriotic, because I want to pay money to watch it, to develop them. At least I'm paying for subscription to watch the league. But in my own personal opinion, I think the level of the league is what we can see now. I said it in my one of my posts. I said that the league is like, you cannot say it's Serie C, like Serie D. That is it. And if Sadiq Bendy is scoring, is assisting 13 goals, 13 assists in Serie D, will you call him the Super Eagles? So that is why I said that we should play in Serie D. Will you call him Super Eagles, or is Division 4 in Spain assisting 10 goals? Will you call him the Super Eagles? That's why I said we should balance this thing out very well and make sure that we don't drag Super Eagles down finally.
Hmm.
It's in my own opinion. You can, okay, now, if it's Sporting Eagles now, you can shout, oh, call Super Eagles now. Somebody in Division 2 in Israel, can you make case for him to be Super Eagles? You cannot make case for him to be Super Eagles. So, in my own personal opinion, and the funniest thing is this, it might be the biggest move this season from the NPFL. So, this is sad. This is sad. I just hope that things change around. In my own personal opinion, the league level is so disheartening and so sad that we'll find our level like this.
I think something you said is just very like indicative. It's like this move to the second division in Israel might be the biggest move for a player from the NPFL this season. I think that says a lot, about the level of our league. I mean, if only we could just put investment into our league, look at the likes of the Brazils, the likes of the Argentinas, even the Ecuadors that are starting to develop their own league better. Enough investment that the best young talent can play in your league. You sell player, if even if it's selling players for $1 million, it will help these clubs in the league to be able to develop themselves and to be able to get better. But it all starts from the league itself. It has to be at a good level. I mean, I sometimes when I look at it, like look at how much Chelsea paid for this boy from Brazil. Imagine they pay a Nigerian club that kind of money. It will change the only thing be say if they're paying Nigerian club now, we just pray that nobody say the CEO will just go
Buy out.
buy house.
And it's nice.
But imagine if you can invest that kind of money back into the club, what it will do for Nigerian football, for your club. But we can only dream. We can only dream. Okay, back to the comments very quickly so that we can wrap up. Bode says the Nigerian league could be improved if officiating and security services during match day are improved. Officiating should promote safe and clean play forms to avoid injuries. Definitely. Video as a referee should also be adopted and utilized. Yeah, I understand. And this one, although VAR is a very tricky one because there are many leagues that don't use VAR yet. As common as it is in Europe, there are still many leagues that don't use VAR. What do you want to say?
Most of the leagues, most of our game, now only one camera will they use. Then you want to go and use VR.
one angle, literally one angle.
One person, just one camera. Nine they use. So I was watching anybody against was it against presented? When they were attacking on the other side, you can't see them. Because they were using only one camera.
See even the recent controversial that penalty that they were not sure against, was it the Rangers game or so that the guy got pulled because there's no second angle. There's no way for us to confirm whether it's offside or not.
Yes,
and just one angle where we get, so these are basic things that we need to improve before we think of VAR. Honestly, it's not. Somebody said that Daniel Daga is worth £3 million. So yeah, you go pay 3 million now. Okay. For the essence of time, I think maybe we'll just take one more, and we'll wrap up. The final topic that I want us to take before we start to bring callers on to share their thoughts. Is regarding the the beloved child of Nigerian football, our star boy, our African player of the year, stubborn boy, our is when it's like a parent when you have a child that your child is very, very stubborn, but at the end of the day, you're still his father, so you have to love that child. I'm talking about Victor Osimhen. Best player that we have, best player that the continent has, but a very stubborn player nevertheless. Victor Osimhen and his club Napoli. Napoli are looking for a way to get rid of Victor Osimhen. I would say, let me not say get rid, but they're looking for a way to sell Victor Osimhen. Unfortunately, the hype has gone down. Unfortunately, the interest has reduced. And Napoli are now saying that they are willing to accept bids of 100 million euros for Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen has a release clause of 125 million, but Napoli are now saying, "Oh yeah, bring 100, we go take him." Smith Layi, what are your thoughts on this? What's is this a bad look for Victor Osimhen? Why is nobody interested in signing him seriously? Why is nobody willing to pay the big money for him? What do you think?
I think most clubs that have the financial war chest to sign him, they are scared of financial fair play.
Mm.
And the ones that does not have money, they are the ones that are doing window shopping.
Mm.
I heard some people that does not have they have spent 100 million last year. I don't know. They are one club that they wear red.
Mhm.
If you go and investigate,
Mhm.
they make an inquiry about him. I know that one are window shopping. They need to bring proper money to show that they actually what they wanted the service of Victor Osimhen. So for me, it's just how the market is. It's how the market is. For example, now, if not because say Mbappe is going for a free, do you think Madrid can afford that money that PSG will be asking? I'm not really sure that they can afford it.
Mm.
So I think the way the market is just somehow. I won't blame Victor for signing any contract. But because it's a win-win situation, he wants to benefit Napoli, on a high price and everything, a win-win situation. But in my own, to make it easier for you to move in this market is very hard. It's very hard for you to say you want to bring that money, except in Saudi again. It's not as if Victor is not the best player, one of the best players in the world. Every team will want to have him. Ateta wants to have him. But the issue is this: Ateta must play the financial fair play too. It's okay, so that they will not, they are the one that they waiting for Man City to get banned,
Mm.
so that they can collect league from Man City, going through the back door to collect league because of Man City having 100 cans charge.
Charges.
Now, now they are the one that will now be having that same 100 cans now if they go against the financial fair play.
Mm.
For me, based on what I've been hearing in the background, I think one financial power is trying to replace a player, and they're going to bring a lot of money for Victor.
Mm.
For Victor Osimhen. So, and the club is going to be playing the Champions League too. So let's wait and see. But what I can tell you is that Victor Osimhen will be leaving Napoli, because Napoli needs to sell Osimhen to get some
So
money.
you say he will be leaving Napoli this summer?
And Victor Osimhen is 96% out of Napoli. I will tell
Mm.
you.
Mm. Okay. Smith has told us let's wait for it to happen, and then
Yes. Yes.
we'll see
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
For me, I just think it's rather unfortunate. I think you're right about the market today.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 100 million for any player. That
Mm-hmm.
player better be Lionel Messi.
Mm-hmm.
At the current market, rate.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, a lot of teams are battling financial fair play issues. They're trying to balance the books, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So for them to splash 100 million, it will be a big one. I think we also have to just consider the fact that any team will be looking at the fact that Osimhen is going to leave them midway through the season for AFCON,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's probably going to get injured as well because Osimhen at least one injury every year. So it's a very tricky one for any club. If Osimhen has to stay at Napoli, I don't know how things will go. For me, I wanted him to leave last season because I said it at the end of last season that Napoli, I don't think, can do better than what they did last year. So I wanted him to leave when the ovation was high.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed. If he has this season was worse than the season that he had before. If he stays again and he has another even worse season than the one that he just had, his value is going to continue to drop and his stock will be dropping and the hype will be dropping as well. So is a tricky one. Let's see what happens. I can see some comments very quickly. Let me see. Harunagaba said they can pay, but they can, but will they be willing to pay that? Yeah, we don't know if teams will be willing to pay that. Financial fair play is a huge issue for a lot of clubs in football right now. Somebody said he shouldn't have signed a new contract in the first place. Hindsight is
Sign.
See, hindsight is 2020. At the time, Osimhen was looking at his bank accounts was going to get fatter. Napoli was going to benefit. More. They could sell him later. Life sometimes things don't go according to plan. I don't think he knew that they would struggle so much, and even he personally would not have, like an outstanding season like that. He had a good season, but not outstanding. Maybe you never know. Somebody said, Smith, it sounds like you have some inside information.
Yes.
Okay. No team will pay that amount except Saudi. So I don't know if Osimhen is looking to go to Saudi as of right now. Somebody said that is why Boniface should leave too. Haba. Boniface just did one season now. They had a fantastic year. I don't think it's time for Boniface to just be jumping ship.
So I want to ask you a question. Do you think 55 million pounds will be enough to tempt Boniface to leave?
Yes, now to tempt Leverkusen, no be Boniface with the tempt Lever 55 million. Yeah, I think Leverkusen will for sure consider it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let us now. Let me just see what the comments are saying. Somebody is vexing here. eSoft Studio said NPFL have 2 broadcasts. That time full. Your English is confusing me. But the person said you people should stop this bad mouth talk about the league. So again, maybe Start Time shows the league. I don't live in Nigeria, so I wouldn't know. But how many games actually show on Start Times? Smith Layi and I that are abroad, when we have to watch the league, we watch it online, and we know what we see. We know what we see when we watch it. Nobody is just trying to badmouth the league. It's the reality of what we see. Maybe for the 10 games that Start Times broadcasts in the year, maybe they have perfect production. I don't know. But Start Times does not broadcast every match. That's the fact. So most of the matches are not on Start Times to have that full production. And when we watch the games from abroad here, when we watch it online, now one camera then they show me most of the time. Most of the time. That's the reality. Max, maybe 2. But it never really has good production. No, I remember the days when Elegbete used to do sometimes they have 2 cameras, so I've seen, but yeah. eSoft Studio said the so-called European League players are the ones that I hate. People that, no, I don't hate is a strong word. I don't like people that just come and they just want to come and start debating some other agenda that is irrelevant to the topic or the conversation. Okay, somebody says after Euros they will sign him. I don't know if you're talking about Osimhen or Boniface, but somebody said they will sign him.
I don't know about comment. I beg.
I said, hey, bros, it's like you want to sell Boniface. This always when you the price.
No. Because I have inside information that one club is about to bid for him.
Okay. Smith Layi with his inside info. Okay, now is the time for you guys to come on and share your thoughts with us. If you would like to join the live, if you would like to share your thoughts, now is the time for you to do so. I'm going to paste the link on all the different platforms so that you can join. Just copy, paste, join the what's it called? Join the studio, and I'll let you in once it is your time to talk. Let us know what you want to discuss, and just let's try to keep our thoughts, concise, just so that we can take as many people as possible in the time that we have. The link is now on all the platforms. So if you want to join the show, just click the link and we will bring you on. I see we already have 2 people waiting to join. Let's see if there's any more people that are trying to join. And to see, everybody should have the link by now. It is pinned on YouTube. It is pinned on Instagram. Let me see. Let me just tweet as well or post it on X. And then I'll bring you guys on shortly. Okay. One person left already. Okay, but I'm sure he'll come back. Okay, first guest for today is a friend of the house. Please, 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 let's try to keep our thoughts concise because of time. We only have 25 minutes left. We are stopping at 12 a.m. No debate about it. We're not running longer. So let's just try to keep our thoughts concise so that we can get many people on. Okay, first guest, Mr. Adeotun, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
My encyclopedia and AyoT agree to. But Smith Layi, I caught you that your A speech against Arsenal, they will come for you. So my own is this. Let me just start with Amoo. I commented on a post by somebody today that our players should know what their circle. They should know who they keep in their circles. They say if you surround yourself with people that have bad image, it's gonna rub on you. So people should know what their circle. I'm not trying to singularly praise one person, but we all know a player that we don't. If you see him, you see with either his brother or you don't see him alone. Our players should know the circle they keep. Then on the CAF, I think this guy, Mosepe, he does to me, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't know anything about football. If you can go and bring back AyoT, I'm sure even Amaju knows football more than him. Mosepe doesn't know anything about football. So I don't know why he's still our CAF president. Then the last one will be on our league, on the movement. AyoT, the guy that moved from Sporting Lagos to Division 2, Epoy Jaffa in Israel. That's a very wrong move. For a Super Eagles player, because his profile, he be there that Super Eagles player, to move the same league that Oklahoma moved to Barcelona, Taita moved to Marseille, and Joseph Akpala moved to Charleroi, the same league. I think this is an indictment on our league organization.
Musa moved to Velo.
What do you say? Musa moved to MVV Velo. So this is an indictment on our league and the league organizers. Like you said, AyoT, that if they sign a player for £1 million in the Nigerian league, that money, some people will share it. It will not get back to the club's cover, just to invest in the club. See, it's an indictment on our league and on our league organizers that our league has gone down. Hence, I'm always saying that. See, what's the difference between this guy's move and Benjamin Talimu that moved to EFU? To me, there's no difference. The only difference is that one is going across the sea, one is just going to someone's in Africa. These are indictment, and people like this should not near our national team again until they sort themselves out. Like I say, I never had anything against Talimu, but the club he's playing for, that's my problem. We should set our standard high. Wearing that white green should be a blessing unto you for you to get a good club. As far as I'm concerned, that's a wrong move. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Adeotun. If you still want to talk more, you can just wait. Maybe we might be able to bring you on, depending on how many callers that we have. But yes,
let me
thank
go
you
back.
very much. Yeah, I'll just remove you now, but maybe we can bring you on later. Again, the link is posted across all channels. If you want to call, if you want to share your thoughts, if you have any questions, any opinions, if you even want to argue with us, debate, feel free to just click the link, call in, and then we'll bring you on to hear from you. Okay, up next, I have another friend of the house, somebody that has been engaging with us, on YouTube, commenting, asking questions, always like those that engage. Even if you don't engage, I like you, but it's better when there's back and forth, and then we're talking to people. So yes, welcome to the program, Mr. Bode Adetunji.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I rarely come online like this. I just wanted to talk today because I felt maybe when we talk through your channel, some of these guys at NFF or Nigerians will hear us. I'm also not living in Nigeria, but then I like what is going on there, and I'm seeing how I can contribute. I'm still trying to collaborate with Ayo. So
Okay, we can talk.
my question today is that when Finidi was, I wouldn't know if it is true, but I heard in the media when Osimhen was expressing his outburst.
Mm.
It was as if Finidi said something in a meeting, because later on I watched TVC where one of the sports personnel stated that there were 6 people at that meeting, and he mentioned the names of the 6 people. That one way or the other, possibly Osimhen got a direct information from one of these persons that was in that meeting. I don't know the exact information Osimhen got.
Yeah.
The way Osimhen reacted to me is not encouraging. I would advise him to desist from that or to abstain from that. But what I want to say is that Finidi made a comment at that meeting, and I think that comment, it should be investigated and should be looked into. The comment around the fact that some people are tying his hands down, that is not giving a kind of freedom, possibly to use the kind of player he wants to use, or to, like he doesn't have that freedom of deciding. You should decide as a coach of a player if you invite or not. So my question is that this NFL board, how are they voted for? Who are the people voting for them? Is it by representation or by popular vote or by association? How are these members, this NFL board, how are they formed? Because they seem to be taking a more impactful decision in Nigerian football. Decision around the funding of NFF, decision around who is the chairman, decision around even the management of the Nigerian Football League. So that's number one thing. Then whoever will be hired, see, that issue should be looked into. I don't want to believe there's corruption there in terms of inviting a particular player and put that player on your team. Some of these things, they are disturbing. I just felt, let me just put this out there. And people should just look at it. People who are closer to NFF, who knows the truth. And then NFF too should be communicating. They should be engaging Nigerians. Informations like that, like rumor. No. We should have a kind of verified platform where Nigerians can go to access facts. They should be engaging and communicating. They should understand that Nigeria likes football and Nigeria want to support them. So they should make opportunity for people to support them and for them to also be transparent, like I was talking about the other time. Transparency, accountability will promote, people who voluntarily want to give, but they don't want to waste their resources, because these are hard-earned resources. If you can demonstrate accountability and transparency, people will support your aims and objectives. So NFF should look in that light, and all will be well. Thanks.
All right, thank you for your question. Smith Layi, do you want to take this one?
Just thank you for actually joining. That was very educating. Like the country we have, people don't talk. Nobody, if you come and address anything, you just say they will just do whatever they want. And that is where we are. And secondly, too, you asked about the NFF, how they voted for it by association. So yes, by association, it's not as if like a popular vote. If it's popular vote, I'm pretty sure that some of them will not be in power by now. And secondly, another thing you actually also mentioned that 6 people who actually were in the meeting. See, in Nigeria, if you have 2 people discussing or 3, the information will leak. That is it. The information will leak. Now, how come we know list of commissioners before they will come out? How come we know all those things? It's going to get leaked. And I won't lie to you, that thing was related to Victor in details. And that was, was related to Victor in details, which I think that it was a very wrong thing to actually do. That is my own personal opinion. I just think that they should organize themselves very well in that area for us to actually move forward. And secondly, too, about the treatment of coaches too, I think you mentioned about that. In my opinion, I don't think you expect Nigeria to treat you well. That is one thing. So you expect the world. When you say Finidi say, my hands are tied, Your hands must be tied. That is from time memorial. Your hands must be tied. See, when he was in Super Eagles, his coaches then, their hands were tied.
Tied
So
in what respect?
yes, the hands were tied. So you expect that if Nigeria didn't tie your hand, why will you think you are working for Nigeria? So I said the day you take Super Eagles job, you are ready for war.
Oh.
Because yes, you are ready for war. So in my opinion, it's like one player imposed a player from Tanzania and everything. When you saw, why can't you say no?
Oh.
So in my opinion, I just think that he too played along with them and he failed. He got it wrong.
Oh. All right. And one thing that I will say, just to add, one thing that I'll say just to add to that is, I feel like, like what I said, is unfortunate that 6 of the top officials in Nigerian football will sit down together and have a meeting, and the details of that meeting will be getting leaked. Is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's like, there's if the top people are leaking information, then what can you expect from the lower rank, the lower level people in the organization?
Yeah.
If the top people are the ones that are leaking information. And again, I think some of the I don't want to say anything categorically, because the reality is we do not know exactly what was said in that meeting. We know little bits and parts of what people have said. Oh, he alleged this, he alleged that, but we don't know exactly what was said and how it was said, and we don't know what was said to Victor and how it was said to Victor. Because
Yeah.
there's a way I can say something to you now, and you can carry it to the next person, and it will be 2 times worse than what I actually said by the time you tell it to the next person. So we there's just those pieces that we do not know exactly what went on. So for me, the biggest disgrace is the fact that the top officials will sit down and have a meeting,
Yeah.
and it will be getting leaked. And one of the things that apparently, that allegedly Finidi George said in that meeting, was about players having godfathers and having people that are fighting for them in senior positions. And if somebody among those top officials is leaking information to a player, that would make me feel like maybe players truly have godfathers, and that
Yeah.
person is one of the godfathers for him.
Yeah.
Because the only reason why you will say something about maybe Smith now, and I'll go and tell Smith, is because I have more loyalty to Smith than I have to you. That's the reason why I'll go and tell him. So
Yeah.
for the person to go and tell Osimhen, it means that that person has more loyalty to Osimhen than
Yeah.
he has to Finidi George. Why does he have that loyalty? We don't know. I'm not going to allege anything, but is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But yes, thank you very much, Mr. Bode, for your questions. I really liked your contribution today, and hopefully we can see more of you in the future on the program.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. I have another person that I'm going to bring on. But yes, the link is still posted. If you guys want to join, we have 12 minutes to go. So please click on the link and join right now so that we can take your contribution. I was about to bring him on, but I think he just lost connection. So yes, let me give him a little bit of time. Maybe he can come on. For now, let me quickly go to the comments to see what the comments are saying. Okay. Mayor Dollar says Finidi mentioned Osimhen was injured and could have played. Then spoke about Kabal selecting some players and questioning the dedication of some Nigerian players. Not once did he take accountability for the bad tactics. The only thing I will say to that, Mayor Dollar, is that you were not at the meeting, so you don't know if he took accountability or not. You do not know. You are just speaking based on what you think, because the information that reached us was, Osimhen is Osimhen that. You are saying he didn't. We don't know if he took accountability or not. We don't know. So I wouldn't just make a statement like that as if it is a fact. Everything that we've heard is one person said so, one person said so. Even Finidi has denied saying it. So at this point, is nothing is sure. Arunagaba says there is no accountability in Nigeria, so it's difficult to start from the NFF. So Arunagaba saying at the whole country, how do we want it to now start from NFF, where they will start the accountability? Finidi failed spectacularly shaking her since the two friends I knew he's got it so far. That's what AY Philly, the great, says. The job was too overwhelming for him. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me. Every time I say let me bring him on, next thing he will disappear again. Victor. Okay, Aaron Agaba says no one wants to be criticized in this country, so the NFF don't let the public express themselves and go on. Yes, that's another thing. In Nigeria, nobody takes criticism. If you criticize somebody, it means you hate the person. And Harun Agaba, you brought it up. You know that your colleagues are on this same table that you are shaking. Even footballers, if you criticize footballer like this now, oh, he hates me. He says, how can Eagle Striker be talking about me? Baba, you play rubbish, Me, I can't lie, but they'll say you hate him. So I know how many players don't vex because you say, oh, maybe what they did is wrong, or you say they had bad game, they go point a vex, So it's general in Nigeria, people don't like to accept criticism or take criticism. That is something that is very true. How can somebody who doesn't believe information take responsibility for bad tactics? Again, we're not at the meeting, so I don't know exactly what was said. Somebody is saying there is noise in the background. Can you guys hear noise in the background? Please, comment section, please let me know if it is affecting the rest of you or if it's only one person, because I don't know if I'm not on my side, I'm not getting any noise. So please, comment section, let me know if there is noise in the background and we'll see how we can fix that. So Victor is trying to join, but I think he's having issues with his phone. Victor, if you have a computer, it might be easier and better for you to join with your computer. But yes, let us see. Okay, while we're waiting for the next person to come on, I'll just quickly touch on something. It's one of the topics that I had, but I didn't cover because of time. The ET Awards, the Eagle Striker Awards 2024, July 1st to July 3rd, coming up on all our social media platforms. Is our highly anticipated events that we do at the end of every season, where we reward and award the most outstanding Nigerian footballers, that played abroad through the season. And of course the nominees have been announced. The list is out, and voting has started for the fans player of the season. And then of course we are working on making sure that we're able to give you guys the best social media experience, and we're able to properly award the players that are deserving of the recognition. So yes, the Eagle Striker Awards, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out on our social media pages and also on our website, eaglestrikerng.com. Okay, people are saying no noise. So it's only you, Ola Lucas, But yes, make sure you check out our Eagle Striker Awards. Very quickly, let me just run you through the nominees, and Smith Layi, let me get your own thoughts, your opinion. Just quickly, we have 7 minutes on who you think might be the winners of these awards that we have. Okay. Let me see. The first one, I'm trying to find the right graphic. The first award, goalkeeper of the season. Do I have the graphic for that one here? Yes, goalkeeper of the season. Umabali, Uzoho, Maduka Okoye, Chiamaka Nnadozie. Smith Layi, in your own opinion, who do you think deserves to win this award?
There's only one winner here, and I think, and there's only one loser there, I don't know how Uzo got nominated, but maybe because if you want to look at, because I don't know why he got nominated, but I can tell you that it's between it's between Chiamaka Nnadozie and Maduka Okoye. And I think it's going to be a clear win for Chiamaka Nnadozie.
In Francis Uzoho's defense, he played 13 games this season and he kept 6 clean sheets. So that's 1 clean sheet in every 2 games. Small sample size.
In which league?
In Cyprus, in the Cypriot first division.
How many games did Maduka Okoye kept?
Maduka Okoye kept 22 games.
And how many clean sheets?
5.
In fact, that 5 clean sheets, it's worth 40 in Cyprus. It's worth 40 in Cyprus. If he comes to Syria, he won't have any clean sheets. I'm just saying it.
Okay, let's move on. So, defender of the season, Nominees for defender of the season. We have Ola Aino, Calvin Bassey, Bright Osai Samuel, and Christy Uchebe. Smith Layi, who's your pick for this one?
For me, I think because of this thing, I don't know how Ekong wasn't nominated, but I just think that it's going to be one of the AFCON team. And I think it's going to be it's spoiled between. I know Chris should not be upset, so but I'm just thinking that because saying I don't play AFCON, so AFCON, sorry. I think it's between Online now and Kevin Bassey. So in my own personal opinion, I think Kevin Bassey just edged it slightly, because of injury to Online, and it didn't really help him, and I think it's Kevin Bassey.
And I will say, so regarding why Ekong was not nominated, the main reason why Ekong was not nominated is because for the nominations, we did not wait AFCON any more than we waited club competition. We know that people tend to give more kudos to people that perform in these competitions, but we didn't do that, mostly because it's only a handful of people. 27, 25 players got to go to the AFCON, and we just felt like we're looking at the season in its entirety. Ekong was good for his club. He wasn't great. He was great at the AFCON. And we just feel like when you balance it out, it comes to average. Great at the AFCON, okay for club, average in general. If there was a fifth nominee, it would have been Ekong. But we felt like, Christy was fantastic for her club through the season. Also, when she played for her country, she did well. Aino was fantastic for his club. Also, when he played for his country, he did well. Bassey was fantastic for his club. Also, when he played for his country, he did well. And the same for Bright. So that's the reason why we didn't just say, because Ekong was amazing at the AFCON.
Was Bright fantastic for Nigeria?
It was okay for Nigeria, but it was fantastic for his club. So it's kind of, it balanced out. If there was a fifth nominee, it would have been Ekong. Okay, quickly, 5 minutes to go. Midfielder of the season. So the nominees for this one were Onyedika, Iwobi, Ndidi, and Dele Bashiru. Who do you think wins this one, Smith?
Not Ndidi, because he was playing Division 2. So I just think what Iwobi did, in the Premier League has been actually amazing. I have to be honest with you, but it's just between Rafael Onyedika and Wilfred Ndidi, in my own opinion. No, sorry, Onyedika and Alex Iwobi. I think you can just give, because of the numbers, you have to give Alex Iwobi and the league actually place. I think it was fantastic. He did his part during AFCON, and he also did well for his club side. So, and in my case, I think it's going to be Alex Iwobi.
Even though that AFCON, a lot of Nigerian fans did not believe that he did his part.
Because they are watching the AFCON in black and white, or they are from the back of the TV.
Okay, I see some people are saying it will be for me. Somebody said Onyedika for me. Mixed opinions here. Harun Agaba says it will be. Okay, forward of the season. The nominees: Ademola Lookman, Victor Boniface, Victor Osimhen, Paul Ebere Onwachu. Smith Layi, who's your winner for this one?
This one, there should be only one nominee. It's who are you looking for?
Is who?
It's Ademola
Lookman.
And there's no competition for Lookman. I think he's been fantastic. I think he's the king of African football for now. In my own case, I think Lookman, good AFCON, good club. Hat-trick in the final. In fact, please, only one nominee. In that case, that other nominee go and to defenders. The only one nominee for here, I think it's Lookman. Look, in fact. Lookman will win their polling booths, if it's like election and they have different polling booths. Lookman will win their polling booths. He will win everywhere.
In their
wards and the states.
Okay. And then final two awards. MVP of the season for the female players. We have Christy Uchebe, Chiamaka Nadozie, Rashid Ajibade. Who wins this one for you, Smith?
This is where I'm going to be very biased. I'm going to be very biased, and I have to confess being biased. Despite that, I'm going to pick Christy Uchebe because she wants to send Jesse to me, so she will not be upset. So I have to pick her. I just think that she actually did well. From defense line to playing the midfield. She was instrumental to qualifying for the Olympics. But Chiamaka Nnadozie, she's like the best of the bunch. But because I'm just winning by, and also I give her day too. Very good player, fantastic season, fantastic for Nigeria and both our club side. But that bias they mean we just pick Christy, and that
Okay.
I started my
Okay, and finally MVP for the men: Ademola Lookman, Victor Boniface, Paul Onuachu.
This one should not be any competition. How the Paul Onuachu made the list?
Onuachu was amazing for his club. It was amazing for his club. They got to the cup final. He played a key role for them. Even scored in the final. Unfortunately, they lost. Let me find his statistics very quickly. Without Onuachu, Trabzonspor would have struggled. In 26 games, he scored 17 goals. He made 4 assists. Like we said, we didn't use Super Eagles we didn't weigh Super Eagles more. Onuachu was amazing for his club, and that's how it was important. It was very valuable for his club.
Yeah. So for me, there's still explanation you're going to give that you're going to nullify the one for Lookman. Lookman, if you bring Lookman and Salah together and Mane, or who then be again? Who then be where then they? Okay, or Aubameyang or Kudus. If you put all them together, I think Lookman is the best.
All right. Layi says Lookman is the best. I see a lot of people are agreeing. Lookman. Somebody said I can just never be convinced about. Again, I always say the good thing is I'm here to educate you. I watch the games so that you don't have to, and that's why I'm telling you. I understand that you don't like Onuachu from Super Eagles. I understand you don't like him, but I'm telling you that I watch the game so that you don't have to. Onuachu was very valuable for his club, and he deserves praise for his contribution for his club, despite whatever anybody might say happened when he played for the Super Eagles. 17 goals and 4 assists in 26 games. I mean, that's a good record. We have to give him that. And he scored some beautiful goals. In fact, one of his goals can even be nominated for Puskás. That's how good the goal was. I think the goal he scored against was he
a solo run.
Not even the solo run. There was one other acrobatic goal that he scored. But so it's and he scored the solo run as well. That one was in the cup final. So he had a very good season. He plays in the Turkish Super League for Bode Askin. But yeah, that's it, guys. We are now out of time. Another successful live episode of the Niger FC podcast. I really, really appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody on Twitter, man, on X, steadily, being the platform with the highest number of viewers every time we do this thing. Shout out to you guys on Twitter, man. I appreciate you. If you watched, please just leave a comment and just say, hey, I was watching you guys. Leave a comment on Twitter so that I can just go and appreciate you and say thank you. Please just leave a comment, under the video saying, hey, I watched you guys. Let us know if you enjoyed the show. Let us know if there's anything you want us to discuss next time. We'll try to at least come and do this live once a week at least. If we're feeling lucky, maybe, or if there's something major that happens, maybe we can even do it twice a week. We have to organize our schedules, but we want to be bringing you guys this consistent, high quality football content. And of course, looking forward to the Olympics. We're going to have conversations about that. We'll preview all different matches, and lots of quality content to come. So yes, for the Eagle Striker Awards, July 1st to July 3rd, the winners are going to be announced across our social media platforms. Yes, they are actually going to get awards. So no be just mouths. Last year we started giving them awards. The players appreciated it. So this year we're going to give them awards as well. And by the grace of God, my plan is that this is our 5th edition. By the time we get our 10th edition, I want to do it in person. I want it to be an in-person live event, where we can actually get the players in the building. We can get stakeholders of Nigerian football in the building. We can get fans of the game in the building, make it something special, make it something high quality. And if we have enough sponsors, maybe every winner we should give them like $10,000, so, something like that. But we'll get there. But my goal is that by the 10th edition, I want that to be a live event that will be something spectacular for Nigerian football. I always say I I say this with all level of humility, but also with all sense of confidence and responsibility in the words that I choose. Nobody follows Nigerian footballers abroad as closely as Eagle Striker does. So I believe that we are the most qualified to give these awards and to tell people how our players are performing. Obviously, opinions are always subjective. You might not always agree, but we cover and track these players closer than anybody else in the world. Nigerian footballers abroad. I say it with all sense of confidence and responsibility, and I know what I'm saying. Anybody that wants to debate me, we can debate offline. That's your issue. But yes, thank you very much to everyone that has tuned in. I really appreciate you guys. If you're on YouTube and you haven't liked the video, please make sure you like the video before you leave. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well so that you know the next time that we are on. And if you want to support the channel, you can check out our website, eaglestrackershop.com. Or if you're on YouTube, you can also leave us a super chat. You can become a member of the channel. And this just helps us to keep on creating more content. We want to attend live events. We want to bring you more quality content. But all these things cost money to do. So while we're investing, I'm investing my own personal money into it every day. It would be nice to also get support of people. I'm not begging for money, but if you want to support the channel,
yeah, thank you for that.
you can support the channel. If you don't want to, fine. I checked, I confirmed. Subscribing is free, following is free, liking and sharing is free. So even if you don't want to spend money, those are ways that you can still support. You can support by liking, sharing, helping us to expand our reach and expand our audience. Smith Layi, any final word? Final thought?
Yes, another interesting edition. 2 hours like 5 minutes. As usual, I went talking Nigerian football. It's always, it's always lovely. And kudos to those that joined live too. Mr. I like Mr. Bode Adetunji. Very good conversation. I did too. And those that tried to join, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Give a shout out to Victor Osimhen's new uncle. That said that Osimhen scored 15 goals. So you are welcome. You are welcome, Omu. I really I appreciate you. But for those that disagree with me about how I voted for Christie, there's when you vote in election,
you vote your own interest too.
You vote your own interest, and if you don't agree, we go to court, and, you go to tribunal, then we meet you in the tribunal, and say, okay, this is the reason why I had to vote for her. At least I have my jersey, I'll bring my jersey to the tribunal to show. So, guys, thank you for joining. I really appreciate everybody for joining, including that I blocked. Sorry, apologies if I've checked my blocking list again. I'm releasing people every day. I will unblock some people too. Thank you, everybody, for actually joining. I really appreciate you. See you again next week.
Thank you very much, guys. This is the Niger FC